Welcome to Personal Conversations, where we get up close and personal with today's movers and shakers. I'm your host, Kente Scott. Now, our guest today has a voice that's so angelic, it's called him back to the ministry. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest, Mr. Jesse Campbell.
Hey.
What's up, Jesse?
Chilling like a villain.
All right, now, before we get started, remind the folks where they know you're from. Give them a little something of that angelic vocal chords. Yeah, the song.
It's okay. Well, back in the day, it was when you cry, I cry.
No.
And
No, move on. Something else.
It was where is the love you said you'd give to me?
Okay, yeah, that's cool. I need the one they playing on the radio. Give me something with the funk and stank on it.
A hymn.
Yeah.
His eye is on the sparrow, and I know.
Okay, that's
he
cool.
watches.
That's cool. I ain't mean to cut you off because you and God are cool. I need the one that's gonna make me want to buy the CD. You know the one. Come on, man.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Oh, I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Hey, I see. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the Jesse Campbell I know. Man, you make me jealous
crazy.
every time you sing. I can't stand singers for that simple reason right there.
Well, I don't like joke tellers.
Well, shoot, I ain't mad at you.
I can't tell no jokes.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be telling no jokes if I could sing like that.
Okay. Well,
Let me ask you, you started off with the bang in the secular music world. Now, what made you turn down those lucrative contracts and go into the gospel music industry?
Well, actually, I just didn't like, the club scene and all that stuff like that, and being a church boy and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And beside that, they were working me like a slave. I had to do like 3 or 4 different cities on one Saturday. We'd be in, like, say, for instance, Detroit, and I'd do a expo in Detroit, and then we would fly to Chicago, do an expo there, and then maybe do another engagement, and then drive to Milwaukee and do something, a little engagement then. So, and I was just getting really kind of burnt out vocally because I sang really hard. But, the biggest thing is I really just got tired of trying to figure out if that's what God had for me to do. So therefore, I just, said, well, look, only what you do for Christ will last. And I'm just going to go on and do the safest thing, which is to sing hymns. So that's how that happened.
Well, I guess your father, Pastor Campbell, was happy with your decision to go into the gospel music world.
Yeah, until he had to start paying me.
How you charge your father? I'm going to show it, but I need my rate.
Right, absolutely.
Daddy, I love you, but I need my rate.
Hey, that's it. He get a check every week.
You still travel with some of gospel giants like Bishop T.D. Jakes, Juanita Bynum, Joyce Myers, to name a few.
Yeah,
how you like working with them as your ministry?
Well, I traveled with Jakes and Creflo Dollar, and I would sing at a lot of conferences where these individuals would speak, and that happened a lot. It was a great experience, learning experience, because not only do I receive the benefits of the tutelage, being up under them and hearing them speak so often, but to get to know the individual. When we sit up and eat afterwards, and in the cars and in the planes and stuff like that, and you really just understand that even though they are as greatly used by God, excuse me, they are people. Right. They got issues just like everybody else got issues, but this just their belief in what they do and what they speak about, that really makes the difference, and being disciplined, because everybody falls short of the glory.
Hallelujah.
So it was a great experience. I enjoyed it.
Now,
cool.
But lately, you've been doing some live shows around LA and around the country.
Yes, sir.
Where you're singing some love songs, some ballads.
Yeah.
So what moved you in that musical direction?
I kind of went through this little drought, and I had no singing engagements and no speaking engagements, being licensed to preach the gospel at Faithful Central under Bishop Kenneth C. Omer. Yes,
Esquire.
So, right. So what happened was during that drought, I couldn't figure out what was going on. I'm like, God, what's happening? I don't know what's what. So during that time, I'm like, okay, God, well, I know that I know your voice, but something's going on. So I went to hear a friend, Mark Allen Felton, play at a club. And there at the club, it was Kiki Shepard's birthday. And because I did the Apollo before, they asked me to sing Happy Birthday.
Okay.
So from that, it led to me coming back to that club and singing a song and then doing another song at another club. Mm-hmm. And before I did that second song at the second club, I said, well, God, what do you think about this? And because it's different than what I've been doing. And so then the Lord gave me a vision. And the vision was being in the club. A cloud filled the place up and went out, covered Los Angeles and covered, the earth. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to take that as it's okay. So bottom line is I went to the club, started out as a bad experience, but by the time I finished, it was a blessing. You had people in the club that were really literally in tears, and the Lord had really moved in a mysterious type way. Right. So it was a blessing. So make a long story short, well, it may be too late for that. We'll make a long story shorter. It led to me singing at the club, doing a full set, mm-hmm. which was recently November 11th, October. So this is the thing. So I'm like, well, God, this is amazing. Something's going on here, and I know it's bigger than me. So it seems as though life had created this path for me. And the Lord let me know, no, it was a direct result of the prayer that you consistently prayed for 3 months, mm-hmm. about 2 years ago. And I was like, oh my God, I remember that. And the prayer was, Father, I pray that you would open my eyes and enable me to see things and people as they were and not as they appear, as they are and not as they appear. Mm-hmm. And I pray that you will reveal your beauty that is around me that I don't even know about. And I choose to diversify the gift that I may bring you glory outside the church as I have and yet do inside the church. And finally, if I'm to convey your messages of life, love, and inspiration using the gifts of singing, voiceovers, animation, and acting via songs, sermons, and scripts, I need to know truth, not what man has said nor has written that was uninspired by you, but the truth of the living God of all creation. He said it was then, from the first time you prayed it, that I allow situations to be evolve into what they are today, which is my will. So I'm like, oh, okay. So one thing led to another thing. So now I sing songs of life, love, and inspiration. It's about my experiences.
Right.
So we're, believers. Mm-hmm. We go through the same things as non-believers go through. But it's our belief in the God of all creation that helps us through. So therefore, having been married, divorced, dating again, then was engaged, called that off, I'm like, you know what? I done been through some hell. So I'm going to sing about these experiences, and therefore, I sing.
Because you're happy.
And I'm free.
Right there.
Hey, Shondo.
There you go. I know Shondo. She's kind of cute. Well, that's cool. That's
crazy,
cool.
Bro.
I didn't know you was gonna do a sermon up in here. I just had one quick
pretty
question,
much. You gotta be careful what you ask.
Yeah, I gotta be careful. But you also do theater plays. You've been doing some acting. I did a couple plays with you.
Yeah.
So, what attracted you to acting and theater?
Well, back in the day, singing in church, when I was trying to figure out what God wanted me to do with this gift, I just became impatient waiting on Him. I knew He gave me the gift. I'm like, you taking too long. So look, I'm going to do my thing, and this is going to be it. But that led, singing in the church, which is where, it started. Mm-hmm. One of the first songs that that get me some notoriety was, Master, can you use me? Can you use someone who's finally surrendered all? Master, can you use me? So that was one of the first songs. So that led to opportunities to act and sing that song on the stage. Mm-hmm. And one play led to another play, and that was back in 90, 91, 92. And then I put it up to do the recording with Capitol Records back in 94, 95, gave it up 96. And then being out here in California, Jack Lightsey asked me to be a part of the play, and that's basically how it happened. Well, I did a couple things before I got with Jack Lightsey, but that was basically how I got back into it.
Oh, okay. You didn't have to audition, huh? Because I had to audition. I'm just saying, Jack, I had to audition just because he could sing. Don't mean he ain't have to read a couple lines. Is all I'm saying.
That's funny. Yeah, I had to audition. I did.
You should mess with you, But look here, what's your ultimate goal? Maybe in the gospel or in the music ministry or just in the music world. What is your ultimate goal?
Well, you know what? This is amazing because, I mean, I have just come to this conclusion. And it's such a wonderful thing. I mean, because life is so wonderful now, more so than it ever has been, simply because during that drought, I learned how to find a positive in every negative.
Okay.
And doing so, it blessed me to make a pivot in any and every situation that seems to be bad. And I say that had it not been for the heartache and pain that I experienced, I would never have come to this knowledge and wisdom that I now have.
Right.
So my thing is, as a result of all of that, the culmination is, you know what? I have to change my way of thinking if I want to change my way of being, change my way of living. And I made declarations, proclamations, prayer of affirmation, and it's just literally just speaking the things that I want and believing it, and it comes to pass.
Tell my audience what projects you're working on right now.
You are sick. Oh, wow. There's actually a film that I was a part of. It's the film to Bishop T.D. Jakes' book, Not Easily Broken. And it's starring Morris Chestnut and some other people that I don't want to jack their names up. So I just remember Morris Chestnut, you know, being Christmas, you know, chestnuts roasting.
Right, there you go.
I'll leave the jokes to you. But that was supposed to be funny. But anyway, Morris Chestnut, Not Easily Broken. And also, I have a children's lullaby CD that God gave me years ago. Don't look at me like that. Let me tell you, because this is the thing about it. We buy music for ourselves, right?
Right.
And we give our older children money to buy music for themselves,
right.
You know, and we just monitor and stuff like that. But the babies are forced to listen to whatever is in the player.
Right.
So God let me know back in '98, do a children's lullaby CD. And back then, I'm like, no, I want to, you know, slide across the stage like some Kirk Franklin. I want to do some Fred Hammond funk, because back then I was only singing the hymns and stuff. And I was like, come on, God. Now, I didn't serve you and sing these hymns all these years. Now, you got to let me do some stuff now. And God was like, no, do the lullaby CD. I'm like, man, I like the babies and everything, but dog, man. We have this lullaby CD, and it consists of 10 songs that are all different. Has the somnolent effect, where it starts out with the happy-go-lucky songs like, there were 7 pipers playing a tune at 3 o'clock today. They were having so much fun, you know, but one had to go away. Not sure, right? Evening was calling as the sun was slowly falling, so the moment marked the end of the day. Then we got another one, nightmares beware, and it gets bigger and bigger, and it gets slower and slower. So it's a really Disney-esque type CD. So that's something else that's coming out real soon. And then the other thing is, I have the CD of hymns that will really. Now, I like to tell people, now, if you're looking for something you can get your groove on to, this ain't it.
Right.
You know, but if
Just
you're looking for something that's
to the old school hymns.
Yeah, something going to help you through this time of transition that'll really bless you. Hymns from the heart. JesseCampbell.com. Well, actually, that's being reconstructed right now. So you might want to go MySpace, Jesse Campbell Music.
Call me. I sell them out my trunk.
MySpace, Jesse Campbell, the singer, and yeah, all that stuff. Oh, and YouTube as well. Which one of these cameras on? YouTube.
You on that one.
YouTube, Jesse Campbell, YouTube. However, yeah. I'm going to sing while you go.
Go ahead. Well, I'm going to thank you for blessing us with your presence today, Jesse Campbell. We wish you all the best, and I'll be sure to pick up a copy of your CD. And thank you for joining us today, too, on Personal Conversations. I'm your host, Kente Scott, and I'll see you next time.